can keep across all the latest information as it happens on our dedicated Transfer Centre blog. Just scan the QR code on the screen. It'll take you to where you need to go. This is Good Morning Transfers, and this is your transfer update.
I think United's priorities are clear. We do know that they are after one or two central midfielders, and the ones that they want are probably going to be more available come the summer. And I think that would be a good cut-off point to start their business again, because at this moment in time, Michael Carrick is the head coach of Manchester United. Their state.
Just on recruitment, last year the club wanted to come quickly out of the blocks, and the deal for Mateus was done very, very quickly. Where Champions League is boxed off now, you're going to be in it next season. Is that the intention this summer as well, to get players in through the door quickly?
Yeah, well, obviously for me sitting here, in terms of what I've said it before, in terms of what the summer looks like and moving forward, it's I think that's one decision at a time, but certainly in the background planning and what the squad needs to look like and evolve, and that's other conversations that are going on, and how quickly that happens, I haven't got an answer for you right now.
You've said before you've been having those discussions. Are they going on a weekly, daily basis?
Yeah, there's always discussions going on. Some informal, some smaller than others, but there's always discussions. There's a lot to talk about. Recruitment's the obvious one, and when it gets to this time of year, that's what everyone wants to know about, and understandably so. And yeah, there's a lot of work going on, and it's not just for kind of me leading that. There's a lot going on, making plans for what the summer and beyond looks like.
Can any of you see Sancho ever playing for Manchester United again? Because I can,
I think it's gone too far now. I think, like you mentioned, there's been that apology and that wait for an apology that hasn't come. The only way I think it would be realistic is if Ten Hag wasn't there anymore, and then he could come back under a new manager and maybe reignite his career at Manchester United that way. But I think for the short term, until the end of the season, it feels like a good decision. And I'm not saying, by the way, I'm not having any indication on Ten Hag and his managerial position. I'm just saying that's probably the only realistic option if there's a change in manager, because the relationship between the two of them is completely broken down. He's not involved in first team training. He's not got that relationship anymore. There's no real kind of attempts anymore to try and build that back up.
Few football clubs in the world command attention quite like Manchester United. Whether competing for major trophies or rebuilding after difficult campaigns, the spotlight at Old Trafford never fades. As the new season approaches, excitement, pressure, and expectation are once again surrounding one of football's most iconic institutions. Supporters across the globe are watching closely as Manchester United prepare for what many believe could become one of the most important seasons in the club's modern history. After several inconsistent years filled with managerial changes, uneven performances, and disappointing league finishes, fans are demanding clear signs of progress, both on and off the pitch. The pressure facing the club has intensified because rival teams across the Premier League continue to strengthen aggressively. Clubs competing for Champions League qualification and title contention are investing heavily in world-class talent, tactical innovation, and squad depth. As a result, many supporters believe Manchester United can no longer afford another transitional season filled with uncertainty. One of the biggest talking points surrounding the club is recruitment. Fans are eager to see decisive action in the transfer market, particularly in midfield, defense, and attack. Midfield improvement remains a major priority for many observers. Supporters believe the team requires greater control, creativity, and defensive stability in central areas if United hope to compete against the elite sides in England and Europe. In attack, expectations remain enormous. Manchester United supporters want a more dynamic, clinical, and aggressive forward line capable of converting dominance into goals on a regular basis. Too often in recent seasons, promising performances have failed to produce consistent results, leaving frustration among fans and increasing scrutiny around the team's tactical identity. Despite the criticism and pressure, optimism still exists around Old Trafford. Manchester United remain one of the biggest clubs in global sport, backed by enormous commercial power, worldwide fan support, and a rich history of success. That history creates expectation, but it also creates belief that the club can rise again with the right leadership, recruitment strategy, and long-term vision. Every transfer decision, tactical adjustment, and performance will be heavily analyzed by supporters and pundits alike. Success this season could mark the beginning of a genuine revival, while failure may only increase pressure for deeper structural change. For now, anticipation continues to build. As the Premier League season draws closer, all eyes remain firmly fixed on Old Trafford, where one of football's most famous clubs prepares for another chapter in its ongoing search for stability, identity, and a return to the top of world football.